listen, for those of you out there that are listening to this and not watching this, normally we'd say some nonsense. I'd have a dumb story. Mike would tell me I'm stupid, whatever it may be. That might be confusing because there's a different mic here, and I said Mike. But regardless, if you're looking at the video version or you're watching live right now, you'd see that it is not the regular cast of crazy knuckleheads that are normally on this show. So we're just going to get right into it. Welcome, everyone, to the Pass Controller Podcast, a show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest in video games and nerd culture. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes we talk about swearing too much. Either way, we have a new episode for you each and every week. As always, I'm your host, Brenden Groom, and joining me on this lovely Wednesday evening, we like to call it Indie Wednesday nights. I don't fucking know. Hey, there's a fuck right off the bat. Joining me on this lovely Wednesday evening for the first time, which is bonkers to me. I am bad at booking guests and bad at pulling great, amazing, handsome people onto the show. The one, the only Mike Towndrow. Mike, how are you doing tonight?
Oh my goodness, it's Wednesday, my dudes. How is it going? It's so nice to finally be on the world famous Passing Controller. And Brenden, you know what? Here's a fuck for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
a good old
I
fuck
love
for
it.
you.
I love it.
There
I
you
love
go.
when
There
the
you
friends just throw the fucks around. You know what I'm saying?
There's so many fucks to throw around.
You know
and
what,
I'm here to share the wealth.
Too many people say no fucks given. Give me all the fucks. I want them all.
Give me all of them. I want them all.
Every single
Please.
one. Every
Please.
single one. But Mike, since it's your first time and you're here, you know, let the people, if the people on the Pass Controller side of the thing don't know who you are, don't know what 61ND is, let them fucking know. Let them know.
Oh my goodness. Well, hello. My name is Mike Towndrow. I am the Chief Content Officer over at 61 Indie. We are an independent games media outlet focusing on the indie gaming scene. We do podcasts, we do Twitch streams, we do reviews, previews, developer interviews. We do this whole freaking crazy thing called the Mini Indie Showcase twice a year, where we highlight indie devs and indie games. We do a lot, so you should go check out 61indie.com at 61indie on all socials. And yeah, that's the pitch, man.
Hell yeah.
That's the
Which
pitch.
you fucking killed, by the way.
Hey, thank you.
Listen,
Before PAX East, it's not like I didn't expect y'all to kill it, but I was impressed. I was just like, wow, like the production, like everything about it was just so good for it being basically just you and Kyle.
Yeah.
Like, wow, like that, like literally, like your showcase isn't it like if there's ever a situation where someone's like, oh, I don't think I can do this, I'm gonna be like, yo,
you can fucking do it.
Fucking did it. You just gotta do it. You just gotta figure
hustle,
it out,
man.
Yeah, but also
no money, no budget. Just gotta do it.
In the same breath, not everyone can pull that off because it was a well done show. And I mean, listen, we're here to talk about another showcase, and you know, maybe there was one that happened in New York that might have been a little bit better. I don't know. Who's to say? I don't know. I'm not the de facto voice on directs and showcases, but I mean, we have eyeballs. We can see what's out there. Anyways, Cameron, you are here for the I don't know. I should have looked at the list and seen how many times this is, see what number this is.
Sure now.
I mean, it's easily still the crown. It's still the trophy in your hand. Still not even a question.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people creeping. There are a couple creeping.
I'm coming for you.
Listen, Mike, the blood's in the water now. He knows.
That's it.
Now he knows.
Are open, my friend.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, for those watching, like I'm so like first off, my background is like you can't see it. Thankfully, like Brenden cropped it out. My background is terrible right now. I've been like moving a lot of stuff, like trying to donate a lot of stuff, throw a lot of stuff out. So my apartment has been like just a complete and utter disaster. And I have a window that I can't close the blinds on, and the sun is just right here right now. So this is what we're working with here. So
listen,
no,
I mean, it looks good, but it also just looks like you have dynamic lighting, like you have a second light.
I mean, I have the lights on here, but this giant light that's like right on the side of my face is from the window all the way over there.
Look, you're looking good. It's bringing depth to the shot. It's giving a little bit of character, some texture.
It is.
You know what I mean? It's reminding me of The Miz. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit of that. You know, that good scene setup, that good dynamic lighting. It's
true.
A lot of good stuff there. But Cam, you've been on countless times, but what have you got going on lately? Because you've been kind of making some moves. You've been doing some things. I've seen some new things hit your Twitter bio. I see some other things going on.
Yeah, like I'm riding over at DoubleXP, which is formerly GamePer, but it's DoubleXP now. It's been rebranded. I got some IGN previews up on IGN. I did one for TMNT, Predator's
Yeah.
Revenge, and I did one for Signalis, which looks so dope. I'm so excited for that game. And yeah, outside of that, it's just kind of been the same old, same old. We got to we all got to see each other at PAX. Sorry, my dog is on a thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really great. Not enough time, definitely, to be able to hang out, but it was good. Just being able to see and physically touch each other in a non-sexual way.
I mean,
It's
it's fine.
it's
It's
fine.
fine for sure.
When it's
We're throwing-
consensual, it's fine.
Yeah, when it's consensual.
Exactly.
We're throwing
Yeah,
fucks around when it's
there was
consensual.
there was just
Mhm.
there was no sexual touching, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not saying like we ain't for it. I'm just saying that there was no sexual touching. Anyway, so me and
Cam is
Brenden
like,
spent-
I do not kiss and tell. Right now, I'm not. No one needs to know.
I mean, if no one needs to know, like, that's fine. But also, like, I'm an open book. So, but no, and me and Brendan spend way too much money at Limited Run booth. That was really fun.
Keep me away.
You don't regret it though.
No,
You
I don't regret it. No, I don't
Yeah,
regret
exactly.
it. The thing is that
Um,
I have enough things I spend money on, so to now
for sure.
like be like, hey, let's just think about Limited Run getting in the mix. I already collect enough
Yeah.
physical games. I've been dipping into records. I don't even want to know. I know Mike's a big record guy. It's
Brenden,
bad.
come on.
It's bad. I don't like. I've limited myself to video game records, but that's an easy well to fall down.
Yo, there's the
Yeah.
official pressings. There's the bootleg pressings. Come on.
It's
Wait till
so,
you get into the
Yeah.
bootleg market.
I
great.
don't. Ugh. Listen,
There's
amiibos
a
are pretty much
few-
done. I guess I can add something
Yeah,
else
that's
to the
good.
mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a few like records still that are like just been recently announced and shit like that. I'm like, man, I don't have the money for this. Like the Ace Attorney one that just came out. I'm just like, fuck, I want that really bad. But yeah, video games.
Hell yeah. Well, you brought up PAX East, so before we even get into today's Indie World Showcase, what was both of your favorite things that you had played or seen at PAX East 2022?
Signalis for me, definitely Signalis, because
That's a good call.
it's just a game that like you start it and you have like no idea what's going on, and it has like this really great like survival horror aesthetic and feel to it. And as you go along and like from just like the gate, like the trailers I've seen and stuff like that, it's just I have no idea what's going on in this game, and it like hits that like kind of um mystery in like all the best ways,
Mhm.
where like I don't I just like I can't wait to figure out what is going on, like what the lore is with this, like the sci-fi behind it all. So yeah, I'm really excited for Signalis.
Hell yeah.
I think it's gonna surprise people.
I'm gonna cheat and shout out too. I'll be quick on one of them. The first one is the cheat one. My Friendly Neighborhood from DoubleXP. It's a survival horror game. It's visually inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's, but mechanically more Resident Evil, where you're pretty much trying to survive on the set of a Mr. Rogers Neighborhood show, and there's like murderous puppets trying to kill you. Horrifying, super fun, loved it. But my real answer, and I still can't stop thinking about it, and I hate that it like ruined me to the point where nothing is hitting and I can't play video games right now, is The Last Hero of Nostalgaia, which is a satire Souls-like game.
Hmm.
It's unabashedly Dark Souls 3. The shtick is that like you're in like the world of video games, and there's a disease or a curse in the world that is kind of degrading all the visuals. So all the enemies that you're fighting, at least like in the very beginning, are like Paper Mario 2D looking guys. But you can find like a room that has like the village of the NPCs hidden behind it, and it's just like fully rendered 3D enemies and NPCs. It's doing kind of the Tiny Tina thing where like the narrator, who I think is going to be the bad guy, is kind of like changing the story on you like on a whim. So like there's like a at some point there's a frail ass knight character, and then the narrator says like, oh well no, actually that's not good enough, he's this like big beefy whatever, and all of a sudden turns into kind of like a mini boss. It's really cool. It's doing a lot of fun things about other video games. For example, when you leave the castle and you look in the distance in the ocean, the horizon, Green Hill Zone is in the background. And also like the first opening island of Wind Waker is there. Like it's doing some like really funny, cool things, and I cannot wait to play more of it.
Hell yeah. That's definitely something I was not aware of. I need to put that on my radar immediately.
Yeah, it's really good, especially if you like Souls games.
Hell yeah. Well, I know, Cam, you said you did a preview for Signalis on IGN?
Yeah, I did.
So definitely go check out Cam's full preview over on IGN, and definitely go check out, I mean, I feel like every time I opened Twitter, I saw a new preview or impression or something from 6-1 Indies. So they got the content. If you're looking for more in-depth thoughts on stuff that was at PAX East, definitely go check that shit out. For me, I said it before, I'll say it again. Lucid, phenomenal. I know Mike's very, very aware of what that game is because it was also at the Mini Indie Showcase. So
Opener, baby.
Fantastic game. Don't know when it's going to come out, but I'm waiting. Don't
Who
care.
knows?
Do not care.
Yeah, I saw it. It looks. I mean, like it looks cool. It looks like a kind of evolution of Celeste. You know, in the traversal aspects. It's cool. It definitely has like a lot of potential for sure. It's just like, for me, it was just like it still looks great, but it just felt a little bit too familiar, and I'm just like, and Signalis just was just like something that I just did not expect in really any way. So it was just really, I don't know, it was just like a really nice surprise, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's other games too, like No Time for Bravery was really good.
That was really good. Yeah.
You know, as well. So I'm definitely keeping my eye out on some things. There's some other games too that I didn't even get to play that looked really interesting there. So.
Oh my God, Cam, I did go back and played Yukio Station.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, so good.
Yeah.
That's up there also.
The big one that I heard that like really good things about that I didn't get to play.
Oh, so good. Yeah, I mean, I did not play a bad game at PAX East. That's
no, definitely not.
There was definitely a good spread. Definitely a lot of things.
Spread.
A lot of things there that were looking good, looking tasty, playing good, playing tasty. I don't fucking know.
Tasting good.
Tasting good.
Tasting good.
But before we roll into the main topic, a couple of housekeeping things. This episode, fuck it. We'll just go right into the one thing. The PTC Movie Club pick for May is Moonlight. So if you want to listen to us talk about Moonlight,
Hell yeah.
watch Moonlight at some point this month. In the last episode of May, we will talk about Moonlight. So look forward to that. I don't really know anything about the movie, so I'm excited to go in with absolutely almost no knowledge.
For me, I think it is arguably the best film to have come out in like the 2010s. Like to me, like
Okay.
you know, it's a really good film. I mean, there are other films that like I enjoy watching more, but just like being like,
like
wow,
La La
that was,
Land.
like, God no.
That was a joke because of the Oscars. Wasn't that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh
It's a good
yeah,
job.
but also God
very
no.
good.
I'm not
Like,
funny.
yeah.
I've
and
also
I know
not
a
seen La
lot of
La
people-
Land, so
Oh, I know like a lot of people really like it. I think it has great production design, but I think that the narrative of that film is like fundamentally flawed and based off the characters and stuff like that. That I'm just like, nope, I don't like this.
Whiplash is the better of the two.
Whiplash is such a better film than La La
Whiplash
Land.
is an all-timer.
Yeah,
I need to watch that at some point. I famously do not watch movies, Mike. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Whiplash is like,
Brendan, have you watched Sonic the Hedgehog 2 by any chance?
I have not.
You're missing out.
I
Yeah.
I do plan on seeing it. I will see it when it comes to HBO Max or wherever it's hitting streaming
Paramount
services.
Plus, baby. You gotta catch up for that
Paramount
Knuckles
Plus.
show.
Gotcha.
You know?
Gotcha.
Gotta go fast for that Knuckles show.
I do unfortunately pay for Paramount Plus currently because I got it for Halo, and I am gonna continue to forget to unsubscribe for a long time.
Right there with you.
I
I watched 2 episodes of Halo. I was like, nope, I guess I'll binge Bar Rescue.
So
I have it for the iCarly reboot, which is good. It's good. If you grew up with iCarly,
Sure.
it's good.
yeah, I don't
It's
know.
more-
You're not gonna
it's
sell
more
me on
iCarly,
these
you know?
shows. These Nickelodeon
I'm not
shows.
trying to sell. I'm not trying to sell anybody. I'm just saying that like, hey, I got it for that, and it's good.
Listen, as long as you're enjoying it, then it's money well spent.
That's all that matters.
So I figure the best way to get into today would just be to kind of roll through the games as they were shown, and
Yeah.
If there's stuff worth talking about, we'll talk about it. Stuff not worth talking about, we'll just keep it rolling. So to kick things off, the show opened with Ooblets, which is not a new game by any means. I don't know if either of you have ever had a chance to play Ooblets.
I have.
Then you are the one to talk about this.
I'm the Ooblet master.
Yes.
Full disclosure, when I say I played it, half hour,
Okay.
maybe.
Well, then
Kelsey put a lot of time into it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, then you and I are in similar boats. Ooblets has always been a game I've admired from a distance.
Yeah.
It coming to Switch is something that makes me go, oh, I'm going to probably play a lot of this game
It's
now.
definitely a Switch game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fun, Animal Crossing like with cute little Pokemon creatures. That the battle system is dance battles, and it's super freaking cute. Yeah.
Yeah. It's always been something that's kind of just been on my radar of like, all right, someday I'll play this, and then I just never did. But now, Switch is the thing that traps me. It pulls at me into everything. But it looks super cozy. I mean, the music sounds fantastic. The art style is great.
Music's really good.
So I'm excited for that one. Cam, any thoughts on Ooblets or not your bag?
Not my thing. Not my thing.
Yeah, imagine Ooblets, but chows.
Okay.
So he just needs Sonic. He just needs Sonic in order to be in.
Give me an army of these little motherfuckers,
Oh yeah.
It
That's
is bonkers to me that they haven't even just made like a mobile Chow Garden game.
Oh,
Give me a mobile Chow Garden game.
Like why is that just not a slam dunk free money? What are we doing?
I don't want it to be on mobile though.
I mean, I don't want it to either, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Like for the easy money grab, they could make a Chow Garden game with all the gotcha mechanics on the planet. That would just rake in dough. Like
they definitely could.
It's not what we want, but
no,
they're
Give
just
me Chow Go at this point.
Oh, listen, I'll go for some fucking walks. I'll get some fucking chows,
I'll hatch so many eggs.
Only if I can dress up my avatar as Big the Cat, or else it's a fucking deal breaker for me.
Fair. Dude, imagine you're scanning around the AR and Big the Cat is just hidden around the actual real world. Oh, come on. Sega, call me.
Game over. I will only go by the water. I'll never go anywhere else. I'll just hang out by the water looking for a catfishing. That's just all I want to do.
That's it.
That brings us to the next game, Batora Lost Haven, which for me, not really anything. It's an action RPG, kind of just, I don't know. Maybe it'll do something cool. Maybe it'll be somewhere and do something for me, but
it has a controller. Maybe it'll do something cool.
Yeah, maybe it'll do something cool. I don't fucking know.
It didn't do anything for me
Yeah.
either.
So
I don't want to say cut and paste, but it's just like, I don't know. There's a lot of action.
Diablo.
Yeah, there's a lot of action RPGs out there. It didn't look like it was doing anything remarkable from that trailer.
Yeah. And I don't want to talk bad on any games in general, but I think we didn't really talk about it going into this, but I think that this is definitely the weakest in New World in a while.
I kind of disagree.
Really?
Ooh, all right, let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
I think we were talking about it earlier, and
Yeah.
we were kind of on the same page.
I think out of this list, and obviously we'll talk about it more later, I think I already forgot the name of this game, but Batora and the other card game were the only two misses for me. Everything else I'm super into, or it's things I've been following for a long time that I was excited to see again.
And I will also preface, or I guess clarify that I think that you two are much more into indies than I am. I still like indies.
Sure.
I just think as someone who plays a lot of JRPGs, and that's just such a big time sink, unless there's a game that really sticks out for me, I normally have to be recommended indies to be hey, you should really look into this for me to play it. But
That's
I
fair.
still love indies. I still love playing them.
Yeah, I'll say that my initial reaction after we finished watching the direct earlier, or the showcase, was, it's weaker compared to other indie world directs, I think.
Sure.
But because it didn't have the one more thing banger. It didn't, some people might argue opening with Ooblets wasn't a big deal. Though I would say on the flip side of that, there are probably a lot of fucking people very pumped to play Ooblets on their Switch. So
dude, guess how many? I mean, most Switch owners love Animal Crossing.
Exactly.
That's what Ooblets is. It's Animal
that's
Crossing.
what I'm saying. So it is kind of a big deal that coming to Switch, but it's also something I kind of saw coming. I don't know if that was knowledge before the showcase, but I kind of always assumed Ooblets would come to the Switch. But I also assumed Persona 4 Golden's coming to the Switch, so maybe I shouldn't assume anything. But Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle. After I kind of revisited the list, I was like, you know what? There are definitely a lot more things on here than I initially thought I was excited for. That brings us to the next game, which is Head, which I think at first kind of was like a meh, but I rewatched the trailer and kind of dug in a little bit more, and I think this is something that if it feels good to play, I think this will be like a easy little gem for me. Like, this is just a great little puzzle platformer. If it has clever puzzle design and it doesn't get too hard at points, I feel like this could easily be something that like I'll enjoy when it comes out. I'll enjoy playing through it, and it'll leave some sort of mark on me for a time if it's good level design, which some of the stuff in there look like it could be. So
Yeah.
I agree. I like, when I saw, I was like, it was at first it looked really basic, and I was like, okay, like I want to see something more complex. And then and then they showed a little bit more depth to the puzzles. Like when he threw the head across the gap, and I was just like, what if he misses? Like, he's gonna have no head now. He's gone. But no, it does look charming, and I hope that's something I will keep my eye on for sure.
Yeah, this is one of the games I've been following for a while. God bless the 61 Indie Twitter feed. It's just I get recommended like small little student projects and stuff constantly, and this is one of the ones that caught my eye maybe sometime last year, I think. Yeah, I'm all in. It looks super clever. Yeah, can't wait.
I think my biggest worry with this game is, so like, and this is kind of a weird comparison to make, but it reminds me of another indie game. I think that was also a one-person studio that I played called Damage in Transit, which was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're familiar with it, or?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's good, has a good concept, and I feel like Head is like good. It has a good puzzle concept, but I feel like it could also, if the developer wanted to make it very difficult, I feel like they could. And that's kind of what happens with Damage in Transit. Like, it's a good puzzle concept, but then at some point the difficulty gets like very difficult, and I'm like, all right, cool. I like this game. I like the concept. I can't get any further than this.
Yeah.
And kind of in the same boat, Baba Is You, a game I love and champion and will always recommend Baba Is You, but I got to a point in that game where I was like, all right, I am not intelligent enough. I have to bow out.
Yep.
It's just
100%.
which is fine, but like
Yeah,
that is a game I'll sometimes scroll past the icon on my Switch and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm still stupid. Like, I can't do this. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. I definitely was there with that game too. I'm just like, why can't I figure this out? I was like sitting there for like an hour.
That was Baba Is You. I think it came out around PAX, and I was on the Amtrak heading to Boston, and that was the only time I played it. I got hit a brick wall. I was like, well, that's my time with Baba Is You.
I was also playing it on a trip. I was on a plane playing it, and I was playing it for a while, and like I got, decently far, and it got to a point where I was like, no, like I'm just not smart enough. And I've revisited it a few more times and like got through some areas, but it definitely for me just got to one point. It was like, I even looked up how to solve the level, and I was like, I never would have been able to do that. Like, not a chance. But I do love that game. It's still a very, very clever game, and the music in that game is so good. Anyways, Head. The next up is Soundfall, which
hell yeah,
this game it's a toss up between this and one more for me as being my favorite of the showcase. This game looks fucking incredible, and I'm pretty sure it's out today. I need to download it when we're done.
It is.
Yeah.
This was I believe Soundfall is on the list of 61 Indies 22 most anticipated indies of 2022. This has been on our radar for a long time, and the guttural roar that Jake and I made in unison when it said out today. I can't wait. I can't wait.
So good.
Pro tip for people who want to stream it or make YouTube content around it: you have to go on Soundfall's website. There is a Google Doc for whitelisting your channels so you don't get run DMC'd.
Interesting. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's good to know.
This is a game I definitely want to play soon because it's cool because there's co-op. So that's like something I could definitely see. Like,
4-player co-op.
Playing, like, because I like looters. I love Borderlands. Like, so this definitely, and I love music games. So like, Rock Band 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. To this day, like I'm in. I'm super excited. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it immediately, but I definitely am gonna try and play it like before the end of the year.
Yeah. Is all the music in this game original, or is it there stuff like licensed stuff in there from other things?
I think it's all maybe not original, but like licensed for the game. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
If you play it on PC, you can import your own music, which is also
That's
very cool.
really fucking cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game, I mean, I hope it plays as good as it looks, because the concept
so.
of it with, just it's a rhythm dungeon crawler. Like, come on. I mean, you don't have to play that way, but I think you get like attack bonuses and stuff if you're playing to the music, and it's just like, sign me the fuck up. Like, let me just get in a groove and just wail on things in that place. So,
well, Brenden, like one of my favorite games of the past decade, Crypt of the Necrodancer. I mean, it's this but in 3D. Like,
I almost wore my Crypt of the Necrodancer shirt. Did you get one of those shirts at their booth?
No, but bad enough. I did not get the vinyl after Cam warned me.
But did you get?
I'm
did you? You
so
didn't.
mad.
I didn't get it
I didn't
either.
get
It's sold out. It's sold out.
I know.
Because
I was like, listen, I Thursday was my purchasing day. I was gonna be a good boy. I just fucking should have.
Yeah, you have that, you motherfucker.
I do have this though, which
I'm
is
so jealous of that.
this.
Luis has that as well.
Yes.
And I'm hoping one day he'll just let me have it. Like I told him, I was like, if you get rid of that shit, I want it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love Cadence, Crypt, and Cadence. I'm bad at Crypt. I'm much better at Cadence. Crypt is difficult.
I did buy the Crypt collector's edition though.
Oh, that's dope.
For Switch,
Steelbook, yeah.
It came with a steelbook. It's a PS4 size steelbook, but it but it's because it like has like the extra stuff inside the steelbook. So
such a good game. I love that studio. I mean, it's been like a weird like pie in the sky. It's probably not going to happen, or maybe it will. I hope that Nintendo lets Brace Yourself Games make another Nintendo game like that, like Crypt of the fucking Cadence of Mushroom Kingdom, or Pokemon would be insane, because just how much music they could draw off of and stuff, and other fun things.
Oh, imagine those Pokemon remixes.
It's what I'm saying. Like I want them to do I just want them to just do Nintendo games now, like in that style.
Dude, I thought Cadence of Hyrule was going to open the floodgates for Nintendo letting indies just have fun with their licenses, and
it's been
nothing.
It's very, very cold since.
Like, why?
I mean, even
why
if
not?
They did, I was gonna say, even if they did, we probably wouldn't see those games until soon, like until like this year, because they gotta like make the games and stuff. So
sure. But launch title for the Switch, Fast RMX. Why isn't that just an F-Zero game?
Yeah,
that's true.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely capable developers out there that would absolutely love to pour their heart into, even if it's not like obviously we got Metroid Dread, but like even if it wasn't like someone making a 2D Metroid or something like that, like they could make a spin-off of something like Cadence of Hyrule and infuse their own DNA into it with Nintendo, and I think it would just be incredible. There's a lot of really good ideas out there that could just happen.
And it'll never come to fruition. Hey, Wild Frost.
Ever. Wild Frost. This was
the other game I did not.
This was the card game, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, card games don't do a lot for me. Even Slay the Spire is something I've always tried to get into and I bounce off of. It's not really a card game, kind of a card game. It has cards in it.
Sure.
Inscription is like the one card game that
Inscription is its own beast, but yeah.
I mean, Star Renegades has a card system, but not like for the combat, which that is a very
Kingdom Hearts. I don't know
overlooked, underplayed indie game. You should buy Star Renegades because it's very, very good.
I love it.
Fun fact: the only Metal Gear Solid game that I put any significant time into was the card one. Was that Acid?
Is that the
right
PSP one?
PSP, I think. Yeah.
I never played it. I mean, I like some card games, but it's got to hit it for me. It's got to hit that groove in my brain for me to be like, yeah, I'm down.
Well, we're gonna talk about a card game later that I'm super into.
Hell yeah. So, we'll move on to Tabs, which I've never played totally accurate battle simulator. So I don't know if it seemed like Mike, you'd have a little something for this.
I played it for stream for a few nights, and it's really damn fun. It's exactly what it sounds like and looks like. You literally just have to kind of strategically place your like little armies and like pick your little like soldiers or archers or whatever and get through weird battle scenarios with these like little wobbly dudes.
Hmm.
It's really fun. It's really quirky, really fun, really just goofy. And it's fun to just come up with like very absurd scenarios to kind of fight and just see play out. I think in the indie director, I think maybe Landfall themselves said something like, "Yeah, we wanted to make a game that felt like you just clashing action figures together," and it
Yeah.
very much feels like that. Um, on console, because it's out on Xbox on early access. Console, it's a little weird. It's not really a great controller game.
Okay.
PC, it's super fun.
Good to know.
Yeah,
That's a pro tip right there.
pro tip.
It's I feel like it falls in that category of like funny physics games that sometimes I just don't get interested or bounce off of quickly. But maybe I think it is on Game Pass. Maybe I'll give it a shot at some point, even though it's
I think it is.
the lesser preferred way to play.
It's not bad by any means, but
Yeah.
it's just like it could be a little annoying.
Fair. And then what I think is up there with Soundfall as my 1-2 punch here is Gunbrella. I mean, Doink
Hell
Soft.
yeah. Ubisoft, busy boys.
I loved Gato Roboto. It was one of my favorite games of PAX 2020.
Yeah.
Uh,
Did you play Demon Throttle at this PAX East?
so I was just because of COVID,
Oh,
I
sure.
didn't really play anything. I kind of just like existed in the shadows
Yeah,
and
just vibing.
talked to some developers and stuff like that. But Demon Throttle is one of the things at the show that I was like, fuck, I wish I could play this right now because
Yeah.
it looks incredible. And
It is.
I found out after the fact their release model, which I think is maybe not the best idea like commercially, but for my sicko brain is dope as fuck that it's a physical
Yeah.
only release.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a lot of pushback about that.
I'm sure. You
But,
can't buy it currently. It's sold out on the website.
Yeah, so it's sold out currently until they get them manufactured. Then you could buy it.
Okay,
I think
cool.
that was like kind of the miscommunication because it's through
Super
special
rare
reserve
game.
games.
Yeah, special reserve games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which like they're like limited run, so like everybody just assumed like, oh, you can only buy it during E3 last year and that's it. But no, they're gonna keep manufacturing
Cool.
it, which
Hell
is
yeah.
great.
Yeah, because that's I need it. I need that.
It's so good.
Did you have a chance to play it? Yeah.
I did, yeah. I played through about half the game with the developers. Harry, our managing editor, beat the entire game
Oh hell yeah.
with the devs. It's a short, like bite-sized thing. You can beat it in a
Mhm.
few hours. Um, yeah, it feels great. It's super fun, and yeah, I mean, Gunbrella, looks like it's taking that same just like frenetic, enthralling action, like pixel action,
Mhm.
into like very unique and like I don't know, like how come we never got like a umbrella mechanic in a 2D action platformer
Yeah. It is.
like this? Like it just
Mhm.
yeah.
It definitely like looks like the evolution or like the fusion of both Demon Throttle and Gato Roboto with like the
Yeah.
similar looks like it platforms similarly to Gato Roboto. So I'm all about it. Like it looks like the type of thing where it might have some deep dialogue, it might have some interesting storylines going on in there, but it also
Yeah.
is the type of game where it's like over the top ridiculous and not taking
Yeah.
itself too seriously because you are
Yeah.
holding a gunbrella, but it's also like you're playing as a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Everything about it just looks like it's going to add up to be a very, very good game.
And it looks fucking gorgeous.
Oh, hell yeah, it does.
Oh my, like a lot of the sprite work and the animation work is fucking stunning.
I'm a big fan. So
fan.
this next one, I know Cam is excited about.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
I'm on the fence with this. I need to be sold. Maybe the two of you need to sell me on. We are OFK. AFK?
Yeah, I did.
Go
OFK.
for it.
Yeah, I just think the first time they showed it, like, I don't know, it just like really sold. It was just really charming, you know. It was really like I just really like enjoyed the vibe and the aesthetic of what the game is or looks to be. Um, I don't know how I feel about it being a visual novel now, like because I didn't know that after the first one. I thought it might have been like more of a maybe like point and click action or point and click adventure game or something like that. Um, but you know, it's about people like making music in a band. Like I think
Yeah.
that I'm just like it's one of those things. Like I just like how the presentation, and it seems like it's gonna be a well written story, and I'm just curious about the characters, and looking forward to it. And
Yeah,
also, it's a Pop Agenda game, and they normally don't really
yeah.
miss.
Fair.
Yeah, Papa Agenda doesn't miss, except for Jet the Far Shore. I'm sorry, Papa Agenda. Yeah, I mean, when I first like when I was digging into We Are Okay, like after that first announcement, somebody kind of pitched it as VH1's Behind the Music, the game,
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
all about
right.
that.
All right.
Yeah,
My interest level has just grown from listening to both
Yeah.
of you talk. So
and I like the release schedule. Yeah, 5 episodes weekly, like
mhm.
taking the lessons that Life is Strange eventually tried to learn. um, so yeah, this will definitely be a thing where I probably just wait until it's fully out.
Fully
And
out,
I'm
yeah.
hoping. I think it's something like. I think I heard that each episode is kind of telling the story of one of the songs, and like the 5 songs. The 5 songs are going to be an EP. And goddamn, Cam, I Am 8-Bit needs to get on this. Give me that 5. Give me that 5-song EP on vinyl. Come on.
This thing will definitely get a pressing
I hope so.
somewhere. It's got to. Of all the things to make sense to do it for, it's
I
this.
know.
All right, I'll keep it. At arm's length. I'll keep an eye on it. You know what I mean? I don't want to get too close, but we'll see. I don't want to get too attached.
Sure.
Next up is a game that can absolutely get the fuck off my screen, which is Silt. Just not
Okay.
not my style.
No, really?
I don't know. It looks like it might not be my jam. Maybe it could secretly be my jam, but visually, just as someone who's a big baby boy, I was having some vibes of not feeling it.
Oh man, for me this was the best thing that they showed at the show, during the indie world. Like I love Limbo, I love Inside, I love Play Dead,
Mm-hmm.
and this just gave me those vibes all over. And I just it's super my shit. So I'm super excited for it to come out when it comes out. That's gonna be a day one purchase for me.
Yeah, this is another one that's been on my radar for a while. Yeah, it looks great. It's Inside meets Abzu. As long as the swimming feels good. I'm very trepidatious when it comes to swimming in video games.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So we'll see how traversal feels, but yeah, I'm all about it.
For me, it's simply just like the vibe of the game seems to be on my spectrum of spooky, and I'm not like, or I don't know. Cam knows I'm a big baby boy, so like I see this and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe you get to play me on a charity stream where I get to be scared for the game, but for my own enjoyment, for my own pleasure, I don't know. We'll see. Next up is Mini Motorways, another now.
Another horror game.
Yeah, another horror game. I mean, in a way, yes. Mini Motorways I played a lot of on Apple Arcade. Big fan.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'd get it for Switch personally. I feel like it would probably play better on mobile, unfortunately.
Probably.
But if you don't want to do that, have Apple Arcade, or don't have access to this game on a mobile phone, and it looks of interest to you, I think it's a really great kind of. These types of games like Mini Motorways can be stressful, but I think for me that's like a relaxing game. Like it kind of, I don't know why it lets my brain relax, even though it's like once you get going and you're on a higher level of the game, it's definitely something that you have to be moving quick, thinking quick, and stuff. So I don't know, if you're like me and like to relax by playing aggressive Tetris, then this game might also fill that little void in your head for you. Aggressress. That's my that was my nickname in high school.
Yeah, nailed it.
Have you played this game or no? Or go ahead, Mike.
No, I haven't played it yet. It looks interesting, but yeah, I got that impression also that probably better suited for phone.
Yeah.
Or at least like touch screen on the Switch.
Yeah, I feel like I just feel like the nature of the game might be like, I feel like you might be too slow using joysticks. Like it might just be a situation where you are constantly losing. So it might just be better suited to tapping with your hand. But either way, it's a good game. So
yeah, I haven't played it myself. I heard the soundtrack's really good. I'm pretty
sure
like
it's very good, relaxing soundtrack. Yeah.
it like won an award for like best audio design or best like music or something like that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It's definitely like when I was playing this on my phone, I would throw headphones on in bed and I would be, you know, oh shit, it's been 2 hours. Why am I still awake playing this? And then keep playing it for another hour. But yeah, Mini Motorways is I never played Mini the other one, the train one, not Mini Monorail. I forget. There's another game. Fuck. That I believe is like Subways. I don't think I ever played that.
Mini Mobile or something like that.
Crap. No, it's Mini. I don't know what are other names for Subways.
Mini Underground.
Mini Motorways. It's gonna drive me insane. I need to know the other name of this game now. Dinosaur Polo Club is the developer.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Mini Motorways. Mini Metro.
Mini Metro.
Damn it. I knew it was like a fucking... Damn it. Anyways, great game. Definitely check it out. It's definitely of interest. The next up is the newest Strand game from Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
Wayward Strand.
That was just really funny because we were watching it with Jesse Vitelli, and he was like just immediately with no effort, like he didn't even think about it. It was just like, oh man, it's a Strand game.
Listen, Jesse, very funny, very very funny human.
He's a good lad. Somebody from the 6-1 Indie crew played this a while back, and liked it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of just like an existing world. It just you are in essentially a nursing home. It's all happening in real time, and you get to choose where you want to spend your time and just experience the story. And it very much promotes multiple playthroughs. So like if you are spending, like if I'm spending my time with Cam in one playthrough, but I'm gonna miss all of Brendan's dialogue and that storyline. So like my next playthrough, I'll go spend time
I promise
with
you
Brendan.
spend it with someone else after Cam's playthrough. Mine's not going to be good. There's going to be a lot of swears.
Yeah, just a very interesting concept for a narrative-driven adventure game.
Yeah, it looks like something that could definitely hit you in the feels a couple of times.
Oh yeah,
feels like it has that type of energy. Just watching the trailer.
Old people dying. Old people dying. You know.
The next up is another PAX East banger, Cult of the Lamb. Did both of you or either of you have a chance to play this at PAX?
I have it at home.
Oh shit!
I got that demo.
Really?
Hell yeah!
Yeah. So the little bit of inside baseball, I got screwed out of my appointment. So as an apology, they gave me the demo.
Hell yeah!
Oh, this demo. Okay, like the full.
Oh no. It's really good. It's like better than it looks. it looks really, and it looks fantastic. Yeah, dungeon crawling city builder, except you're building a little cult and you keep crawling into the dungeons to make your cult stronger, to take down these like evil gods, just so your lamb could become like the supreme overlord or whatever. It's so good. It's so fun. It's super charming. Massive Monster doesn't hit. Their big game, I think it was their first title, the Adventure Palace, I think it's called. Super fun. Kind of Castle Crashers-esque 2D platformer, 2D action platformer. Highly recommend checking that out if you haven't. But yeah, they don't miss, and I can't wait for Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah.
I was convinced that we were going to get a date today for this, but
yeah,
sure did not.
I think the further we go into this conversation, I think what maybe would have made a little bit more people, I feel like I've seen mostly some kind of negative reactions on Twitter, which is Twitter, who the fuck cares? But I feel like I've seen a lot of negative reactions to the direct overall. I think what maybe could have salvaged it is if there were either more out now today's or like one more game that got a date that was something people were looking forward to.
And there is something there that just format wise, and we'll talk about it in a bit, that I think they really stumbled on. But yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. So there's that. That's definitely something on my radar. Then we have another Crab's Treasure, which I'm pretty into.
So I had the scoop that Aggro Crab was going to show their upcoming game today. And I love Aggro Crab. I just love they're such like a punk rock fucking studio. I love their attitude. I love their vibe. Going Under is fantastic. Subway Midnight, which they published, not developed, was one of my favorite games of last year. They just have such a good artistic eye for what they're internally developing and what they want to support themselves. I had high expectations for what their follow-up was going to be. Another Crab's Treasure just totally crushed those expectations.
Oh, hell yeah.
I did not. I fucking love that. They're making a crab game because they're all in on the crabs, obviously. And I love that they're just doing a more approachable Souls-like.
Yeah.
I want to play a Souls-like where you play as a fucking crab and you're constantly changing hermit crab shells. And the goal is to find your original shell. That is so fucking brilliant and amazing. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's definitely like a very like comedic yet doesn't feel forced type of like concept for the game. Like it's funny, but it's also like it makes sense and it doesn't feel like they're just like going for some element to kind of give you like a gimmick to care about the format of the game. So I'm in. This is a game for me. I'm all about it.
And I'm really surprised this wasn't the one more thing. Like I don't know why we didn't get the montage here and then this.
Yeah.
Granted, like I know like I have a personal connection with Aggro Crab. Like I know they're not like a name. They're not a Devolver. They're not, whatever. They're not Annapurna. But still, I feel like this would have been a cool like, hey, we got one more thing.
Yeah.
Have an exclusive Souls-like. I mean, that's pretty.
It is kind of weird to bring that back up though, because like I feel like Gunbrella could have been a one more thing. You know what I mean?
That too.
It's weird that they didn't have that. It makes me think that maybe there was supposed to be something, and for whatever reason, it had to get pulled because wasn't ready. Maybe it's gonna get delayed, and they didn't want to be like showing it now or something. So, it's unfortunate. And then that brings us to the montage, which showed off a bunch of different games, which we can roll through them however we want. We got One Shot World Machine Edition, which
I've heard good things about this game.
Yeah, same.
I've heard good things about it too. I have not played it yet. I think it might already be out on Steam. And I think this is a Switch port, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I might look into that a little further and see if it's something that'll interest me. And then we got Gibbon Beyond the Trees, which I think looked really good. I don't know. I don't know.
Another one I've had my eyes on for a bit. I thought it was out already, but I obviously not. It's out today. We got 60 Wendy got a review key for it today. We'll report back. Keep an eye. Very short game. I think in the email that we got, it's like an hour long.
Yeah.
Little.
Oh, this dropped today though too.
This dropped today.
Oh hell yeah. Okay.
Today on Switch. I think next week on Steam.
Cool. The next was Curse to Golf, which we've seen before, and obviously if you were at PAX East, it was also there.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna assume the two of you played it at PAX East.
I played it.
I didn't, but I heard a lot of people say very good things about it.
It's really fun. Demo's out on Steam. It's just the same one from PAX.
Hell yeah. That's been a game that has like looked good since it got announced, and I've been patiently waiting for that. So
yeah, it's really good.
That one is definitely something to keep an eye on. What was your takeaway of that from PAX? Holds up to how it looks?
Oh, it's so fun. Yeah, I'm a sucker for mini golf games and golf games in general. And yeah, it's just such a unique twist to the mini golf formula that we haven't seen before. Not only is it a 2D golf game, which is like something we don't see much anymore, aside from like the indie space, but even there, it's like I feel like there's kind of like a resurgence with golf games coming out.
Yeah.
Like last year we got Golf Club Wasteland, which was a very good 2D golf game. But yeah, tossing the roguelike spin on it with like a bunch of different abilities and like the not randomly generated, but randomly placed holes and courses. And yeah, a really funny concept where you're like essentially Tiger Woods, but as you're about to win like the ultimate championship, you die and you have to make your way back to the land of the living.
I love it so much. Yeah. It's definitely, you're right though. Like we've been getting a good, like kind of, I don't know. I think resurgence maybe is the wrong word, but we're getting a good, I feel like movement of golf games that aren't just traditional golf games. Cause I also loved What the Golf. That was like a fantastic game. I was a big fan of that. The next, not the last one. The next one was a Guidebook of Babel, which I don't know, visually looks like Scribblenauts to me, which isn't a negative thing. It just, I don't know, I couldn't stop thinking about Scribblenauts as it was showing any of that.
Wait,
Another
did we
one.
talk about Card Shark?
Did I skip a game?
I think
Yeah,
you might have skipped Card Shark, but real quick, I played a bit of Guidebook to Babel. Charming, fun, cute. Yeah, it's gonna bring probably the feels.
Was Card Shark in the montage?
Card Shark was in the montage.
Okay, all right.
And
Then I definitely skipped it.
Point of contention. They announced during the thing that a demo was available today. There was no date. Immediately afterwards, the Twitter profile changed to, "Hey, it's out on June 2nd," which is very interesting. That kind of like missed the window or whatever. But hey, Card Shark rules. I can say that I'm playing it. I could talk about it in a preview sense. There you go.
Hell yeah. Card games
Game
aren't
makes
all
me
bad.
the fucking game makes me sweat. It is so stressful in the best way possible.
You love it. Love
Yeah, makes sense
those.
for that one. I like. It's weird. Like I don't like card games, but like if I can play like poker or something like in a video game, like I'm all about that. Like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like like I remember when I first like there's a mission where I had to sit down and like play poker. Probably sat down and played for 2 hours just because I could.
So to kind of like tell your expectations a little bit, you are not like actually playing like poker or Texas Hold'em in this game. It's essentially, it's kind of like mission by mission based, where the actual gameplay is that you learn a cheating mechanic and you have to just kind of perfect the cheating mechanic to
That still sounds fun.
drive. It's super good. Yeah, it's just to drive narrative out of people, and it's very much like a narrative driven game, but like the moment to moment driving force is just being a fucking scoundrel and like nailing these perfect scams and cheats, just so people don't notice. So it has like the Child of Light active combat system timeline kind of thing to kind of like make sure you're not totally like being too shady or too obvious.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, that you mentioned Child of Light, and I'm like, my interest is piqued.
R.I.P. Child of Light 2.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Ubisoft made some great games under their UbiArt stuff, so
Yeah, well, maybe when someone buys them, they'll make some new ones.
I don't want Ubisoft to be involved, but
I think that they are probably, as far as like the bigger acquisitions, I think they are probably the actual next thing to get purchased if anything else gets purchased anytime soon.
yeah.
Speaking
Speaking
of
of which, completely unrelated, but Skull and Bones is surprisingly looking really good. Like
we'll see
what they showed. I was like,
Famous,
I don't know, like,
famous indie seafaring game, Skull and Bones.
I said it's unrelated. I said it's unrelated.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I never played Black Flag. I know people love Black Flag, and this is just like, I'm assuming, more of that, deeper version of that. So
it's a mixture of that and Sea of Thieves.
yeah. So I think there'll be fans of it. I have a lot of friends that play Sea of Thieves regularly, so I mean, there's definitely an audience for a good pirate game. So
Yeah, I would say it's more like Assassin's Creed than it is Sea of Thieves, but it does have
people like those Assassin's Creed games too, right?
elements.
Something like that.
I think so.
Yes,
Little niche franchise.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's gonna do good one of these days.
They're niche if they're not in Smash Brothers. If they're in Smash Brothers, that's when you know they're a real franchise. That's why Kingdom Hearts is the only
Mii
RPG.
costume.
Yeah.
Oh, they are Mii costume. All right, so they're up there. They're getting there. They're about as big as
like
Undertale,
Gino, right? Just like Gino.
Just like Gino.
Yeah, just like Gino and just like Undertale. They're getting there. They're almost there. Assassin's Creed is the same level of Undertale. The final game.
That's a wild statement.
They're both Mii costumes. Tell me I'm wrong. Opus Echo of Star Song.
I've heard very good things about this game.
Oh yeah. What have you heard?
That's good.
I mean, I've heard that it's good before, but even then, Eric like kind of flipped out when he saw that it was being announced. Like just apparently just like a really good like
It's a visual novel,
like,
I believe.
Yeah, it's a visual novel, but I think there are some like actual like
Action
moving
moments,
around
yeah.
adventure elements to it.
Okay.
But yeah, so I've heard just very good things about it. And it says it's critically acclaimed. I think it's only on Steam right now. It's already out. It's on Steam. But you know, I'm definitely gonna wait for it to hit Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I'm excited to check that out as well. That and One Shot, Card Shark, Curse of Golf. I'll probably play it eventually. You know what I mean? I still need
what
to
a
play
coward.
Golf Story, so.
Well, you can now, thanks to limited run at PAX East.
I know. Which
Well,
is still.
are you opening it?
Oh yeah, all the games.
Oh, okay.
I'm no. There's one game that I bought that I'm not opening, and that's my
Sure.
second copy of 3D All Stars for the Switch.
Hell yeah. As we were talking about it, I don't know where my stack of limited run games from PAX is.
Wait, did you also buy?
Oh, I bought so many things, dude. I'm also a limited run.
What are
fucking
what
sicko.
are some of your pickups from?
Shit, what did I get? I got Golf Story. I got
Yeah.
Afterlife.
After
After
Party.
After Party. Jesus. Got that guy. After Party. Got To the Moon.
Yeah, I got that one.
I feel like there's one more. I can't think of it.
Kyle convinced me, or not convinced. He didn't directly convince me, but he
Oh.
indirectly convinced me to get the Mummy Demastered.
Yeah. And Oberdin was the other one.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I
I got Oberdin
I got
too.
I got
Yeah.
Oberdin when it was at it was like selling at Best Buy,
Yeah.
because you know some of the limited run games go to Best Buy.
I never played Oberdin, so I was like, you know what? This is my excuse to
Same.
make myself play it. So
Yeah. Same.
and
Yeah,
I was
I need
kind of
to-
waiting for it to come to Switch. I know it's been on Switch for a little bit, but I was like, no more excuses playing
Is
this
Papers,
game.
Please on Switch.
Is what game?
Papers, Please.
I
No,
don't know.
I don't think so.
so.
Oh, that needs to go to Switch. Like that would be a very good game to have on Switch with the touchscreen and everything.
The Stanley
'Cause,
Parable
like-
just came to Switch. I have not played that game. I feel like
I've
I
never
need to
played
play
it
it.
either.
Yeah.
I've
You know,
only
yeah.
heard like that's like an incredible indie game. So I need to.
Yeah.
Like with Papers, Please. Like I know a lot of people like consider like the Vita to be the definitive kind of version of that game, but like I don't know. I played it on PC and I couldn't imagine playing it unless there is a touchscreen, or like you can use the touchscreen on Vita. Like I can't imagine. You have to be so fast and you have to memorize so much stuff. Like Papers, Please is like one of the most interesting, in a good way, indie games I've ever played.
It's PC, and on the website it just lists iPad.
Oh, it's definitely on Vita.
Yeah, I know it's on Vita, but hilariously enough, they don't list Vita anymore.
Weird. That
Vita
needs
means death.
that's a game that needs to come to Switch.
Vita means death. Oddly enough, the Vita has been getting a lot of playtime for me this year simply because I'm
Hell
playing
yeah.
through Persona 3 for the first time. So
Nice.
I
Hey,
am,
just to cover our bases, we did skip Idle Manager also coming on.
Wow.
did I
Yeah.
delete these off of my list? I'm so confused. Did we skip anything else other than
I know that was
Card
it.
Shark and Idolmaster? So then, yeah, Idolmaster. What am I? I'm
Manager,
losing my
Idle
mind.
Manager.
Sorry, Idolmaster, Idle Manager. So yeah, Idle Manager. Not
Sure.
something of import to me, but I think there's probably something there for people that like that type of game.
I'm definitely curious. I don't know. It kind of gave me, I don't know why, but it gave me the Yakuza Business Sim vibes from Like a Dragon. So I'm just like,
yeah.
oh yeah.
So I mean that kind of wraps up. We got a nice 20 games shown today at the Indie World Showcase for I don't know, May 11th, 2022. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, do we want to talk about really quick about like the games that I think some of us were expecting that weren't there?
I'll tell you right now, I was not expecting Silk Song.
Yeah.
Because all y'all are fucking high and thinking you're getting
Oh, I
Silk
wasn't
Song one of these
expecting.
things.
I wasn't particularly expecting Silk Song either, or Sea of Stars. I know some people were hoping for Sea of Stars.
Yeah.
Or Sports
Like,
Story,
Neon
another one.
White
Yeah.
not being there was like
Like,
a little bizarre.
something I've noticed with the Indie World presentations, they very much focus on newer announcements, and newer in quotes. Like, I know, like, we saw Cult of the Lamb and stuff like that, but, like, I feel like we never really see updates for games during Indie World.
Yeah.
Like, typically that's just like a tweet or
Mhm.
something after the fact. So, like, I have a feeling like Annapurna is going to tweet one day whenever Neon White is coming. Granted, at this point, if Annapurna is putting out another showcase, they're probably holding Neon White and dropping it this summer.
Oh,
I
And
will.
like with Silk Song and Sports Story, I think
Yeah.
elevated to whatever, like quote unquote E3. Like I'm convinced Silksong is going to be stealth drop during whatever their Nintendo Summer Direct is. Just
Yeah,
following the path of the original
I
holiday.
think it's just at this point with specifically those two games, Silk Song and Sports Story, those games have turned into, not to say that an Indie World Direct is too small, but those games are now going to
Yeah.
be part of someone's bigger presentation. Like that
Yeah,
that
they're
will be
main
a
stage.
that'll be a Nintendo Direct for, an actual, not an, I don't want to like say an Indie World Direct's not important, but like it's
Right.
meant to be up next to other big games because that's a
Yeah.
big release at this point. And I think
Well,
Sports
like,
Story's kind of getting to the point of like
yeah.
they could probably, maybe Microsoft, is it Switch only? I don't actually know.
I think it's everywhere.
All right. So, I
Wait,
mean, I could see
Silksong?
Microsoft or
No,
Sony
no.
swinging in and pulling that for one of their showcases because that's a big deal release. Sports Story might be a
CSR.
timed exclusive.
I
I mean,
think
Golf
Sports
Story was only on Switch.
I think
console-wise,
Sports
right?
Story and Silksong Switch only, but we were saying Sea of Stars. I think Sea of Stars is
Sea of
everywhere.
Stars
Sea of
gonna
Stars
be on
is going to
everything,
be
yeah.
everywhere, yeah. But that might also have a Switch exclusive window. Maybe not. I don't know. But that is going to be everywhere. I know that at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. Also, something that wasn't announced during the American Direct, or the Indie World, but the Japanese one, is Omori's release date, which is going to
June,
be
right?
June 17th.
Yeah.
And there is a physical edition that you can buy
Fangamer.
on Fangamer. And yeah, this is like I'm gonna play this day one for sure because like a lot of people like kind of flipped out in the indie scene when this game was announced for Switch, and like apparently it came out in like December of like 2020.
Came out
2020.
Christmas, the first Christmas of lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
it really just kind of passed a lot of people's radars, but apparently it's just a really phenomenal indie game. So that's I'm going to get that day one and play it day one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
excited for it.
I don't know. I didn't expect those three bigger games to be there. I don't fall into that same kind of mindset that everyone. I know it comes from a place of like people just are excited and want those games,
Of
but I
course.
just realistically don't expect them to ever show up. I was hoping for, I was kind of just hoping for something I didn't know about. That was gonna be
Yeah.
like, this is my new fucking thing I'm looking forward to. I guess Gunbrella is that thing.
Yeah.
Which
I
isn't
think,
isn't a bad thing, but
Yeah, no. I think if we were like if I was expecting an update on something, I think like in the back of my mind, I was kind of hoping to see Skate Story. Skate Story has been a game that's been like one of my most anticipated games for fucking years now since I went hands on with it at a Play NYC, I think, and then eventually a PAX. Um yeah, it got shown during an Indie World presentation at some point. I feel like the game is close, and I thought like maybe we get the date for it and just another kind of like highlight on it, but yeah, no word.
I could have seen like Mina the Hollower being like a one more thing, but obviously, they don't really need to do that.
And it's early.
It is very early too, yeah. But yeah, I don't know, anything for you, Cam, that you were hoping to see or like would have made you change your mind about your thoughts on this showcase.
I mean, outside of the games that could have been there that weren't, that we kind of talked about, like no, not really. Like
Yeah.
Like I'm excited for Sea of Stars because that's a JRPG. It's JRPG inspired. Like, but and like I want Sports Story to get. I just wanted a release date for Sports Story just so I can kind of be like, all right, this is how long I have to play Golf Story and like finally get that, because that's kind of where my mentality is with a lot of games,
Mhm.
a lot of sequels is like, all right, I bought the previous games. When the sequel gets announced, that's when I'm going to be like, all right, time to go through the previous games.
Unless they pull a Xenoblade 3 on you and be like, hey, guess what? This is coming out, I don't know, in a month now.
I mean, I'm playing Torna Country. It's the last thing I need to play, and I'm like halfway through. So, I think I'll be okay for Xenoblade 3.
I don't think Sports Story is this year
I don't either.
at this point,
I
which is fine. Take your time.
But don't you think that Sports Story will be? I just think that because Sports Story, especially if like you think that like Silk Song might be and it's out today, I think that will probably be the case for Sports Story because I'm pretty sure that was the same case for Golf Story, wasn't it?
They did delay it internally
okay.
over the holidays. So
Sports
we'll
Story,
see.
you mean?
Sports. Yeah, they tweeted on Christmas like, "Hey, happy holidays. Here's a screenshot. We need a little bit more time. Yada yada yada.
Oh,
Something like
for
that."
sure. But like, you don't think it'll like hypothetically, if it does show up at a Nintendo Direct or a Nintendo Indie World, that it won't be like, and it's out today?
Next year.
That's fine.
You know what I would love to see? I would love to see. I hope they're working on something new. Whatever Trinket Studios is working on, or which are the devs behind Battle Chef Brigade, because it's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of
Yeah,
that
it has
game.
been a while.
I was also looking into. I think Brenden, you heard me talk about it while we were watching the direct, but I was hoping that we might have saw something from the Banner Saga devs, but apparently they have an exclusive deal with Xbox on their next game, so that's interesting. But because yeah, Banner Saga's really good games.
I never played. Well, I like briefly touched Banner Saga. It's always been something I've been like, oh, I should play that, and then never really did.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I played the first one and I really liked it, and I stopped for some reason, and I need to go back and play through the entire trilogy because it's incredibly well written and very beautiful.
I think it's one of those games I owned but never touched.
Fair.
Many of those.
That brings us to the end here. Do we have any final thoughts on the showcase before we wrap things up?
I guess I was very happy to see a Leckhead, a student game, solo dev, like one of the more DIY productions. Typically, we don't really see that. It's typically Indie World typically kind of shows off things from established publishers and established developers, or like at least names that are like more known. Devolver, Annapurna, Toge, stuff like that. So it was really cool to see just like a solo dev just grinding away.
I also love that they gave them some like dev time. Like it was like that is I like when they do that in general in Indie World Directs where they have the developers talk. But it was cool with that specific game for that reason, for it to be like, oh, we're also going to get your face on the screen, which is really fucking cool. But yeah, I mean, I think we've kind of talked about it a little ad nauseum, but it wasn't like, compared to other Indie World Directs, I think it was definitely on the lower side of things for me personally. I think a lot more people might have been excited if there was that one more thing, even if the one more thing wasn't a banger. I think people just expect at this point a one more thing no matter what. So I think that like the flow of the show not having a one more thing, I think probably just confused people without them thinking about that's why they didn't like it. It was more of like, that's it. Even though there were some good games in there.
Yeah, I think if you put Agricrap's game as the one more thing, it changes the whole tone of it.
Yeah. I think it really just comes down to pacing at that point, which I feel like Nintendo's usually really good about pacing their directs. I think they're always usually snappy. They don't linger too long. They get through stuff.
I gotta say though, the fucking puns throughout that show were horrific. Like, I didn't even really make comment about it, but it was just such an eye roll for me. Like, I know that was like Jesse was just like, why do they keep doing this? And it was. I get it. I get why they did it, but I was not a fan.
I didn't recognize the two voices. I don't know if
they were new.
They're okay. That's what I thought. So it could have been a little bit of that, but I'm sure there are a team of people writing this and not necessarily the people that are also speaking the words. So, but it was what it is. More indie games that we didn't have the pleasure of watching before, and I like that Nintendo does this because it spotlights some stuff that maybe otherwise wouldn't get any spotlight. So,
and out of all the first parties, are the one that's doing it the most right.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Kyle constantly go on tirades about the whole PlayStation blog. Like, hey, we got 7 indie games we're going to show off on the PlayStation blog in every 15 minutes, starting at fucking 9:00 a.m. That's not how you do it.
Yeah.
And the idea Xbox shows, like, they show off great games.
It's way too long.
Holy shit, you don't need a 3-hour long showcase that's unrehearsed by the host's end and just like kind of awkward pauses and just long interviews. And
it's kind of why I don't I think Nintendo is probably consistently the best with their showcases and directs, just with being how they're presented, the information they're giving, whatever. But it's usually why I don't really watch Treehouse, because it is that long form. you know, I'm sure the questions are scripted, but like it's just, you know, it's a live interview with developers and other people at Nintendo and stuff. And I don't know, unless it's a game that like I really want to see more of this, I'm good with that. I don't need to see that.
On the indie side, I think the Mix does it very well. I think Day of the Devs does it probably the best. Wholesome does it very well. Just in terms of pacing, not letting things linger too much, not letting things cannibalize each other.
Yeah.
Well, I will say the Mix, they do show way too many games. Like I think the last Mix showcase was like 90 plus games.
Oh wow, yeah.
So like at that point you get some cannibalization going. But,
yeah. I think with like just the reality of it with Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony, since they're the big three, they kind of have not like they have the responsibility, but because of the nature of the business, and they're the three platform holders, and those three presentations probably get the most normal viewership, whereas like anything that's indie related is already going to segment itself off. So like they kind of have to nail those segments, especially when it, you know, comes to indies, because if they don't, like they're not really helping the indie scene when they fuck that up. I
don't understand why Sony continues to do the PlayStation blog thing and not just do a state of play.
Yeah.
That's more indie focused.
Yeah.
Because, dude, one of the things, I forgot what it was called already, but one of the things they showed or quote unquote showed during the last like PlayStation blog thing, I think it's like Animal something. I forgot what it was called, but something that can easily be like a one more thing during like an indie world presentation. It's just totally mind blowing. It's one of our most anticipated games, like period, for next year. Just a very surreal, kind of like sort of Undertale-y sounding, like maybe near sounding, kind of like 2D pixel adventure game. I forgot the name of it off the top of my head, but Animal something. But if that's shown during like a state of play kind of thing with like the Sony pony audience, I say that lovingly and jokingly, with like the dedicated Sony audience that has fucking hundreds of thousands subscribers on YouTube and Twitch and all that kind of stuff, like, yeah, it just gives so much better exposure to the indie scene as opposed to shooting out a couple tweets at 9 a.m. on the East Coast when half the country is still asleep or getting ready for work.
Yeah. The thing with Sony in particular is that, like, I feel like they want to distance themselves from the indie scene for some reason, which
is weird because you put Shuhei ahead of this whole new fucking division. And I thought it was going to get so much better.
Yeah. Not only that, though, I feel like they leaned into indies probably a little bit more than Nintendo for sure, and Microsoft in the beginning, like during like late PS3 times, they were kind of, that was a little pillar of their business, and then they kind of dropped it. And I feel like if they were to sprinkle in indies in their regular state of plays, I think that would not only flesh out their presentation overall, but like you said, it'll highlight specific games for their larger audience, and that can, you know, in turn help out smaller studios that are relying on word of mouth, people like the three of us, you know, whatever it may be, to shout from the mountaintop until someone finally plays Star Renegade.
Fucking listens. The game I was thinking of was oh, sorry, Cam, go for it.
No, I will. That's, you know, Star Renegades is a good game.
It's a good game. The game I was thinking of was Animal Well, developed by one dude. Looks fucking impressive. But that last round of games, the games were, and just think of this like as a state of play. The games were Moss Book 2, Animal Well, announcing Splinter is playable in TMNT, Post Void, which looks fucking rad. Super Rare Games is publishing that. Salt and Sacrifice getting a date, Samurai Gun 2 coming to PS5, and Hello Neighbor 2 coming to PS5 and PS4.
Wait, I didn't even know Samurai Gun 2 was coming to console.
And there's my fucking point.
Saying, and I fucking love that game.
Yeah.
That's aggravating. That's aggravating.
Yeah,
like,
see?
Like if you're going to read something off and it's like surprising or new information to me, that means most people don't fucking know that information.
No.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Anyways.
so like, hi everyone. We lined up 7 indie games and new reveals that we're excited to share with you this morning. Check in starting at 7 a.m. Pacific. Every 15 minutes, we'll publish a new story on the PlayStation blog.
Like, I can't even
also,
imagine.
The mainstream audience doesn't fucking check the PlayStation blog.
I was going to say, I can't even imagine that blog gets regular traffic at on certain things. indie updates are not pulling in traffic. What is even the point of doing it that way? It just that's a bizarre choice for me.
It's weird, man. Anyways, I didn't mean to start a fucking tirade soapbox.
Listen, I'm fucking talking about indies all day. I love it. But that does bring us to the end of the show, and as you may or may not know, we do end each episode with a special segment we like to call What's in the Box. I don't know if you're familiar with this, Mike.
Oh, I'm not.
So What's in the Box, and if you're listening for the first time, this is your chance to also hear the rules. What's in the Box is a game where I pull 3 games off of my shelf. I read the back of the box, and the people on the episode have to guess what that game is. Whoever guesses it correctly first gets the point. The leaderboard for the year so far, obviously the people that are regularly on the show are going to have higher points, but Dom is leading with 24 points. Todd has 18. Mike has 14. I have 2 stumps. The goal is to not stump. I'm not trying to pull games that will stump the panel. And then Odell Harmon Jr., friend of the program, has 1 point, and Ken Shepard, friend of the program, has 2 points. So this is a chance for both of you to get on the board here. And then, a reason to come back at some point, and add to your score.
I'll never come back.
I mean, that's fine too. You can just, you can make your mark on the leaderboard and,
just fade.
Just fade away. So, without further ado, the first game. And there's no buzzing. You just say what you feel, say what you think. For the games,
I'm depressed. That's what I feel.
For the games today, you need the full title. If you're missing something that I deem is not super relevant, you get the point. First game. And I obviously will bleep out specific things that would give too much away. Wow, the text on this is very small, so I'm going to need to lift this up so no one can see it. Let's see if we can get a better angle on the light here. Okay. Blank, blank, blank. The self-appointed guardian of a small blank village. Blank, blank. I'm not going to say the proper noun of the village. Living life in a lighthouse rather than a bottle. She's constantly on the lookout for danger. When the nefarious Lady blank, blank, blank catches wind of the treasure recently unearthed in the village, she launches an attack. To get blank out of trouble, it's up to blank to prove she's the right guardian blank to the best of her dancing, buying, and blank, blank abilities. Now crack that whip.
Cryptid Necrodancer?
Nope. Enhanced experience for the Nintendo Switch. Over 50 locations and minigames. Learn dance magic to transform blank and perform new attacks.
Cadence of Hyrule?
No.
Camo would have been so fucking mad if it was.
That is the back of the box.
Shantae!
It is Shantae.
Oh.
Cam with the point.
Well done.
When you said dance, I was like, wait, Shantae dances.
Add Cam to the leaderboard. How have you not gotten a point yet?
Because I don't think I've been on this year yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Mike, you hear that? You and Cam have been on the same amount of times this year.
Maybe once before.
I thought you were. Maybe we didn't play the game. But I thought we've been playing it every day, every week this year. Game number 2. This one I am gonna read off the internet because I don't feel like finding the box for it, but it is a game that I own. Let's get blank. With vibrant graphics and pitch perfect gameplay, blank blank breaks new ground in this 8-bit adventure. Become blank blank, wielder of the blank blank, as he runs, jumps, and battles in a quest for his lost beloved. Take down the nefarious blanks of the blank of blank blank and their menacing leader, the blank. Uphold the virtues of blank. Earn relics and riches and discover the true meaning of blank justice. I can't read the last part of the box. It's just a total giveaway.
Can you repeat?
Yes, I can. But I can say, I will read this part of the last part. Compatible amiibo required. Sold separately.
Shovel Knight?
Yes, it is Shovel Knight.
Oh, man. God damn it.
Woo!
Damn, Mike taking a point. All right, the final game. You do need the full title for this one. And I am also going to read it off here because I don't want to find the box. The blank system has been invaded. Join blank blank and his blank blank team as they fight to save the galaxy from the clutches of the evil blank. Travel to many different 3D worlds. Battle the enemy in the air and on the ground, and listen in as blank blank interacts with a cast of characters.
Star Fox Adventure?
No.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts 3?
No.
I love that we went for our favorite franchises there.
Yeah.
See how it feels to feel what you see.
What? Excuse me?
The
fucking cool spot.
The blank 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 controller accessory instantly transmits all the bumps and blasts during the action. It's a new jolt to your gameplay experience.
Controller accessory, huh?
Blank 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 controller accessory and batteries included.
Wow, how gracious.
Uh-huh.
How gracious.
4 players compete simultaneously in verse mode. Game pack memory saves the top 10 scores. Outstanding cinema scenes tell the blank blank saga. And that is the back of the box.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong 64?
No.
I have a no, I was gonna say I have a feeling it's a Star War, but maybe not. I can't think of a Star War that has accessories. Fuck.
Is it Hey You Pikachu?
It is not Hey You Pikachu.
Damn it.
I do have a copy of that game to my left.
Hell yeah. I never played that game, actually.
It's not good.
I'm not surprised.
It's so bad that Dial-Up Games, who was usually at PAX East, they just gave it to me.
Wow.
Yeah. I did buy a box copy of Superman 64, and they're like, hey, just take Hey You Pikachu, it's fine.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
The blank system has been invaded. Join blank blank and his blank blank team as they fight to save the galaxy from the clutches of the evil blank.
Star Fox 64?
Mike, this is a layup for you, and you said Star
Fuck,
Fox.
what is it, 64?
It's Star Fox 64. Cam gets the point.
I knew it was a 64 game because you said Game Pack. So I was just like, okay.
I was trying not to smile when you said Star Fox Adventure. I was like trying to stare at my screen so intently, like don't make any facial movements, please. Oh man.
Ooh, child.
The ground thing fucked me up.
I was also confused. Is there fucking Landmaster levels in 64?
Landmaster, yeah,
Yeah.
the worst level in the fucking game, the train level.
I don't even remember that level.
Yeah,
What
man.
controller are you talking about?
So the stuff I was bleeping out with the controller was the N64 Rumble pack. So
The Rumble.
Oh, well, you said game pack, so it was obvious. You could have said Rumble pack.
Well, so there is a part that says game pack because it says game pack memory saves the top 10 scores. So like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to omit that whole line, but I feel like if I said Rumble pack, it would have given away that it was an N64 game.
I mean, I thought Game Pack did that for me. Like after you said Game Pack, I'm like, oh, this is a 64 game.
Listen. I've always heard Mike's big Star Fox. You know, I'm Mr. Star Fox.
Big fan, you know.
And you know, I thought that was layup. Thought it was layup.
I have the
It's
official,
sitting right next to you.
Guide.
It's sitting right now. You have the answer sitting next to you.
I have the answer sitting next to me. It's behind me. I got the little fucking keychain.
Oh, those are so nice too.
Oh, I love them.
Well,
Now I'm all tangled up in my chair.
that was not how I was expecting that to go. I was expecting Mike to fucking rip that off the bat.
But my stupid ass has to go to an adventure. What the fuck?
This is what happens. This is what's great about this game. You never know. You never know where your brain's gonna go. Cam, I laughed when you said Kingdom Hearts because I have read Kingdom Hearts on this before, and the back of that box is so aggressively this is Kingdom Hearts. Like you would have gotten it in a fucking second.
Oh, okay.
Like, do I have it right here? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you have it near you. Wait, it is right there. Wait, no, it's not. That's something else. Yeah, I don't know. It's very easy, but that will do it for episode. I already forgot what number this is. I said it earlier. 314.
314, baby.
Mike, Cam, plug all the shit. Let people know where to find you, where to get your shit, where to download you, eat you up, spit you back out, whatever they want to do.
Yeah, DoubleXP site is doublexp.com. There's no second E. It's just XP. .com. And you know, I'm chilling with Brenden. You know, we do stuff all the time. And you can follow me on Twitter at CamFinalMix. And that's all I really got right now. And then yeah, you can check out those previews on IGN. I probably won't have another preview on IGN for the foreseeable future. So
fair. Hell yeah. Mike, what about you? Plug all the things.
Yeah, you can find all my work on 61indie.com. You can follow us on Twitter at 61indie. That's SIXONE Indie. Yeah, we do, like I said earlier, we do a bunch of reviews, previews, developer interviews. Obviously, we have the showcase. We have another one later this year at an undisclosed date. We do the 61 IndieCast every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, live on twitch.tv/61indie, and it goes on all major podcast services the following Monday mornings. We do a bunch of stuff on TikTok, YouTube. Just go to 61indie.com. You can find all the links at 61indie on Twitter in the bio also. All the links are there.
Hell yeah.
And you find me at Mike Towndrow.
This is the first time we've had the one and two, the only two Mix Twitter users on the same show. Cam Final Mix and Mix Tundra. We fucking did it. We fucking did it.
Oh, yeah.
Wrap it up. Last episode, we did it.
Multiverse is saved.
Yep. But definitely, if you enjoyed this episode and enjoyed us talking about indies, you should 100% go over to 61indie.com/showcase and watch their fucking showcase because shit rips.
Thanks, man.
So definitely check that out. Get some more indie goodness in your life, and definitely follow and check out what these two folks are doing because they're out here constantly killing it. And you definitely want to make sure you're not missing out on what they got going on, what they got cooking up. I'm excited for your next showcase. I'm looking forward to it.
Same.
Me too.
Should be
Not
good.
looking forward to the work, but hey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the product was good. I have watched it more than once. I will not lie.
The amount of anxiety I had in that Amtrak station at fucking noon on 420. Woof.
What a day. What a day.
What a day. What a day. As I'm making edits on the fly as I'm boarding my train to PAX.
It was well done. It was very well done. I'm very not that I didn't expect good things, but I'm very impressed. It was very good.
I will say my favorite comment, because the first thing I watched was the KF React. My favorite comment was from Blessing. It's like, oh shit, they got a studio. It's like, fuck yeah, we did it right.
Yeah, that's dope. That's fucking pretty good. So yeah, check both of these lovely humans out. They're doing great things all the time. They're good people too. So they're worth a follow. Keep in tune with what they got going on. You can always find everything we do at passcontroller.io. You can find me at Beak Room, and until next time.